What is going on, everybody? Before we get started, I just want to say that this episode with Hayden Baillio is it's an awesome episode. He's an awesome dude, really fun guy, really creative and interesting person. But we did have some video to audio errors that is going to be on the video version of this. So if you are watching this on YouTube, just know like halfway through or like 15 minutes, 20 minutes in, the voices don't match the sound. So I do apologize for that, but there was a lot of bad weather blowing through and we really wanted to get the episode done and knocked out. And so, you know, you have to take the ups with the downs, but I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Thank you guys for being here. Shot 30.
All right,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is Shot 30 Podcast, and I am Shayne Neubert, and thank you guys for being here, and thank you for watching. Today, I have Hayden Baillio.
There you go. There you go. You did it.
Yes, from Fraternity of Giants. You guys all wanted him on the episode, and I mean, just by the look of the bear claws in front of him, look at those things, dude. How big are your hands, bruh?
I don't know, man. You know, I feel regular size for me.
Yeah, for you because you're a monster of a human being.
So the you know, everybody's like, dude, your hands look huge, and I'm like, well, they're just fat. I wish they were longer. You know, I don't got big hands. Like I can't palm a basketball, but they're just fat. So you know, I got the girth.
Yeah, that's what we call sausage fingers, baby.
Sausage fingers.
But Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, and YouTube. So please check it out, and also on TikTok. But man, yeah, there was a bunch of people on TikTok, and they actually sent some questions over for you as well. Yeah, I mean, and you have a really, really cool concept to you. Not only are you this massive monster strongman, you play Dungeons of Dragons. Do you guys play on? Is it on Twitch?
Yeah, we play on Twitch. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, at Fraternity of Giants for anybody who wants to follow our Twitch channel. Yeah, we geek out.
It is a really cool concept. I mean, you're this big, handsome, strong guy, and then playing Dungeons of Dragons at night.
Yeah, man. We me and my friend that kind of started the Fraternity of Giants. We're two big geeks. Ourselves geeks because I think the difference is, you know, somebody would call me a nerd, and I mean, I'm not a nerd because I can't, you know, I'm not smart like that. You know, I'm just I geek out with fandoms and I geek out with shit, and I love to be in the fantasy sci-fi world, but like, nah, I'm not a nerd. I'm not smart enough to be a nerd.
Well, my background, I mean, my background may be a little bit more loaded up than yours.
Oh, well, I'm selling my house, so yeah, basically everything in here's out, so super lean in here, or else I'd probably just have a bunch of random junk back there as well.
I mean,
I can see the you know, I can see the Yoda back there, baby Yoda. I can see all the stuff. Yeah, Thanos.
I'm a big Marvel fan. I'm a big Pokemon Go fan. Like, so I know what you're getting with the geek thing, dude, because I'm out there playing Let's Go, spinning my finger, man. I don't care, man. I don't care what anybody says.
Did you watch the most recent, this was kind of my dive back into it, but, you know, Justice League, the
Snyder Cut? I haven't seen the Snyder Cut yet.
Yeah.
That was actually for this weekend.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, definitely set yourself some time because it's right over 4 hours long, but worth it, man. It was good. I really want. You know, I hope that they bring Snyder on board for future films. He definitely made the universe a lot more palatable for me.
I was a big James Gunn guy too, and I'm glad that they're gonna bring him back for the next Guardians of the Galaxy. Like that was a sting, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. Guardians of the Galaxy, by far my favorite Marvel movies.
It's hard to disagree.
Man, I love them.
Who's your favorite?
I love them. And
actually, who's just your favorite superhero? Like, I'm actually fascinated to know this. If you say Wonder Woman, I'm going to die.
No, man. Oh, favorite superhero. Ooh, that is a really hard one. I mean, I know some obscure ones, like Legion that I'm a fan of.
Legion's
If people have
awesome.
read comics, you might like Legion. But I think one of my favorite was the old comics. Now I'm blanking on his name. He's in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's the Mohawk pirate that.
Oh, Yondu.
Come on, Yondu. Thank you. Yeah, Yondu, especially in the old Guardians of the Galaxy comic series, man, I loved Yondu. And then I think more modern times would be um, the healthy balance that Star Lord gives me, dude. And
Oh man.
uh, I'm a big fan of Parks and Rec, so um, yeah, I love it. I love Guardians of the Galaxy though. By far my favorite. It's my favorite version of Marvel is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, and I really like how they're gonna pull Chris Hemsworth and Thor into that aspect of it too. I think that'll be a really cool take.
Yeah, it'll be nice as they transition to like Lady Thor, with the
Hmm.
Avengers, and then Chris still could kind of be a piece of that with the Guardians. So yeah, that'll be fun. I'm excited to see where it goes. All right,
Man,
I like that we geeking out. I like
we are
part of this
still.
is us just kind of geeking out. Nice.
That's kind of
So
all.
I
Like,
have a question. I have a question for you, Shane, because I go live on TikTok get my hair cut because my hairdresser is one of the smartest women I've ever met in my life. And so we'll have these debates though in live when I'm getting my hair cut with me and her, and one of our most recent ones was like, what do you think the big fandom was? Oh, sorry, that was not the question because I think that one would be relatively easier. We were saying, what's the bigger fandom, Dragon Ball Z or Harry Potter?
oh,
Would you weigh in? Because I was, my back. Well, no, I won't even say where I was at. I'm
you
gonna
gotta
let you
let.
weigh in first.
Okay, yeah, because you can't sway me here, bro.
Yeah,
You're on my
no
podcast.
bias.
Okay, so I am going to have to go. Harry Potter is the bigger fandom. And the reason but that's more based over here because now you get into anime and Dragon Ball, that's worldwide. Like Harry Potter isn't like a common thing in like Asia. So it's more.
I get you. I get you, though that I think Harry Potter still inches out like Dragon Ball Z, but it is hard for us to relate on this side, and that's what she was trying to argue. She was trying to say that you go over to Japan, they have a Dragon Ball Z world over there. Because I was, trying to fight with her, like, there are theme parks with Harry Potter, like there are literally theme parks that have Harry Potter, and I was like, and if you grew up, during that time where Harry Potter came out, it was like, there's 11 years of 8 years of children there, with all the movies that came out for 10 years. But like, I was like, there's a decade of kids that got to see a Harry Potter once a year. And I was like, and it was at least the whole Western hemisphere and like Europe. And so I was like, I don't know. It's hard for me, but she grew up in a smaller town. She had never read Harry Potter. She had never seen any of the movies. And I'm just like, I was like, to me, that's more surprising than you thinking that Dragon Ball Z was bigger than Harry Potter. But I
This
guess it is just kind of where you are in the world.
Well, this is funny because I have a buddy who comes on the podcast a lot. We eat some of the world's hottest peppers and do all this crazy stupid stuff that we shouldn't do. But he's about 6 foot, I don't know, 6 foot 100, and he geeks out over both. So Harry Potter, like he's brought his little wands over, and he's brought his and then. But then he also has full sleeves of Dragon Ball that cover his big old body.
Badass. Yeah,
So
badass. I mean, I'm a bit. I never got to watch Dragon Ball Z, but and I've been told by my friends that I'm really close to. They're huge Dragon Ball Z fans. That like I should, but they're like, but just they're like literally, you'll you'll need to set out some like
years.
years. Yeah, they're like, because you can follow them all the way from kid, and I'm like, oh, and he's like, yeah, it's that long, and I'm like, so I don't know. We'll see if I ever get into it. I want to, I respect the whole crowd there, but I don't know if I'll ever get to join it. Life's getting too busy for me to binge watch, uh, a year's worth of anime.
Well, that we'll dive into that next. We're gonna dive into dungeons and deadlifts, but
Mm-hmm.
hey, Shot 30 Podcast is sponsored by Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies. Visit Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies for, she's done Dragon Ball cakes, she's done anime cakes, she's done weightlifting cakes. Visit Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies on Facebook and Instagram today and get your custom made cakes, cupcakes, cookies, all those goodies. But okay, so yeah, now
Sounds
okay,
yummy.
it is the absolute best. Yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna have to look her up.
Okay, so now you started out as now how do I describe it? Is it called Scottish strongman? I mean,
So yeah, Scottish Highland Games. So
that's
it's
it.
called the
Sorry.
Highland Games. Yep. Yep.
And
So, do you want a little bit of background? Because I can give it
I
to you.
I want to know more about that first because I was a former power lifter and I competed
Okay.
and I did all that stuff, but that's not something that I know much about. I mean, I've competed in strongman, muscle on Maine, and Morton, Illinois, and stuff like that, and I've done a lot of that Atlas stones, but I never understood, especially now, yeah, the high games like over here
Yeah.
for me.
So, my background is in throwing. I was a shot putter at the University of Texas, and then professionally for a small amount of time. And then when I left that, I got into all the strength sports. I wanted to try them all, so I went through strongman and powerlifting, and Olympic weightlifting, but Highland Games, and I do have Scottish ancestry, but on TikTok, if you wear a kilt and you're not like living in Scotland, then a lot of people get butthurt about it. But I have Scottish ancestry, but who the fuck cares? But I have Scottish ancestry, and so I wanted to try it out. Also, it was throwing. It's kind of right up my alley. It's basically a bunch of kind of ex throwers or older men that have the Scottish heritage that go out. They drink whiskey or mead all day while they throw rocks and sticks in a field. I mean,
Hmm.
essentially that's what it is. You're just a kid again throwing rocks and sticks. And so I instantly enjoyed it though. The people in that sport or in this sport are just all just like good people. It's not one of those. You don't have a lot of people that you were in powerlifting, so you may have been one or met one of those people that like get super serious when they go to a competition. They just don't want to. You don't seem like one of those people that would like not have fun. But
Hmm.
there are those people at powerlifting strongman competitions that are just they're in their
Yep.
own space. Like they're pissed off at everything because that's how they get motivated. And it just wasn't like that, and it was just more relaxing. So yeah, but the Highland Games, man, it's just Scotland's been doing Highland Games for I don't know 1,000 years. I don't know. It's been a long time, right? But
That is so funny that you say that like about powerlifting competitions because man, that is so spot on. Like whenever okay, so squat, bench, deadlift, whatever I was doing, if I was at a meet that would allow them to play like my music, it was always Taylor Swift and Miley Cyrus. I had pink deadlift shoes. I mean, that's the way I worked, man. And I was always happy. I was very serious and very competitive, but I was always happy. Like I'm always gonna be a happy guy. I would never be the guy that screams or bashes my head on the bar, just because that's not fun for me. I didn't like it when people would scream at me, "Oh, you're gonna get this, you little bitch," or like like that doesn't pump me up. That like
yeah,
I never liked
yeah,
that
I get it.
that
I
style of
was like, I don't know
lifting.
what's wrong with you. I don't know what's wrong with you, but I don't need to be slapped on the back. Thank
Yes.
you. Like I got this. Like I can turn it on when I get up there. You don't gotta hit me, okay? Um, that I that I went for a 1 rep max. It was actually on my TikTok. It was done last year. My squat recently just kind of skyrocketed up because it's always been my. But I got 713,
Oh.
hit depth, and then popped back up from it. Up until that point, I think like pretty much before last year's trail, like I was like my best was like 625. So it was a huge increase for me to go to that much because for the longest time my bench press has been over 500 pounds. I'm like
Oh,
probably
you.
still at this point 500, 525. Yeah. I think the most I ever paused, off the chest was like 507, and then deadlift 735 is my
That's
best deadlift.
super solid. Man, that's good,
Yeah.
dude. And for you to also have those styles of strength where you're going back and forth, like, from the Highland Games type of training and stuff like that to powerlifting stuff, man, that creates a whole different form of body. You're training muscles that you wouldn't use in one sport or the other, some that you don't even necessarily need. But yeah, that is a super cool concept to go back and forth.
Yeah, we like, I don't do a lot of deadlift. I do some bench press and I definitely do squat, as those definitely translate to the Highland Games. But I've noticed that through the years, lift will up if certain accessories are always being hit in the gym. If I'm always hitting my hamstrings, I'm always strengthening my core. All the and my ass. Things like I definitely my deadlift is just going to increase, and that I don't really have as much as most people would think. So that's been nice, but yeah, I don't really focus too much on the three major lifts for maximal strength. As I've gotten further into being more of a thrower, I love being strong as fuck. There's obviously a thing where it's like, yeah, man, I fucking bench 500 pounds. You can always,
Oh,
you have that pride at some level where you're just like, yeah, man, I'm the shit. You want to crack sidewalks when I walk down the road, right?
mm,
At the end of the day, got to be able to throw rocks far. So, and they don't weigh no pounds, So that's a mental change you have to make as an athlete at some point if you want to be better or definitely at a throwing sport like mine.
yeah, that's crazy. And so now with all this going on, now you and your buddies have you have like a lot of apparel that you guys sell. I mean, you can
Yeah,
run through the
so
list because I'm like thinking about like how many things I looked at. I was like, damn, he's got all kinds of stuff.
so we started this about less than 2 years ago. We started at first it was Fraternity of Girth, man, and we actually moved to Fraternity of Giants because I loved Fraternity of Girth, and everybody that we came across loved Fraternity of Girth, and it was kind of a laughing point at some point because they were just like, oh man, that's silly, but eventually we moved to Fraternity because we were growing fairly fast, and I didn't want to, we all didn't want to like silo ourselves too much or basically become a parody apparel shop. We moved to Fraternity of Giants, and yeah, man, we've kind of had a great rebranding. We sell mostly upper body apparel, working on lower body garments, but I'm kind of bougie like that, so I want to do my own custom cut and sew garments for the lower body and joggers and shorts and whatnot, or whatever we come out with. So
You guys are
that's
printing your own stuff as well, right?
we do. We
It's
we we print all of
crazy.
our own stuff. We don't have an auto press or anything. David's in the garage and he's ink every single shirt. So yeah, it's we keep it old school like that, and he loves the process. So that's why I think we take a lot of pride in the quality of pieces that go out. So I think that's kind of why we had some success. But with that comes its own challenges, which is I can't move as fast as other people, the companies can. But I like where we're at.
Now you guys are pretty like spending a lot of time together, like with all these things, right? Now you guys train together, and I mean, are playing Dungeons and Dragons together. You're making shirts together. You're doing a lot of things together, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
What? Man, dude, I get about 15 minutes into
Yeah.
my buddies before we're drunk and out the door. I don't want to see him for a week.
Yeah, no, me and David and even Joe, who since moved back to Connecticut but was living in Texas for a while. Um, Moved back to Connecticut though to work with his family and help his family. Uh, but yeah, man, we I don't get tired of each other. I mean, the occasional moment or like kind of week out of the month where I'm like, okay, I need to be alone and actually get some work done, because we tend to have a lot of fun when we're together and not as much work gets done all the time. But no, we kick it a lot. And recently he moved to a different gym, and I have not moved there yet because I already have a gym membership and lost my job about a month ago. So it's one of those things where I'm like not trying to take on another, membership somewhere. But I got a garage set up, and that's been amazing. So we don't see each other as much, but yeah, man, when times are good, we're spending 8 to 10 hours a day with, and yeah, I could they never get old.
And so now the Twitch stream. Now, how often are you guys on that?
So I'm on it every once in a while, like a couple times a week usually, because I also play Magic the Gathering on it. I'm a real geek, right? So I have some fun with it, and we're trying to make the affiliate. So I hop on every once in a while, and try to get a couple more followers. But right now with Dungeons and Dragons, the goal is to do it once a week on Fridays. That's the ideal, and it'll be followed up with a podcast that'll basically be, the recording of our session that'll be posted on, much like on iTunes and whatnot.
That's crazy, man. You sound, honestly, I sit back and look at my schedule. Sometimes I just go, man, what am I doing? And like, dude, you sound like you're just as busy as me, bro. For real. Yeah, I'm full-time work, family of 5. I drive an hour to and from work. I run this podcast. Now all these crazy things with the TikTok, trying to do stand-up comedy, trying to stay in shape. Like, man, it turns into a whole lot. And now everybody asks for us to start a Twitch stream as well. So over the past week we did, and that is Just Shot the Number 30 podcast. If anybody wants to look it up, yep, we're on Twitch. But I don't know how to play Dungeons and Dragons, so I probably just go to his page for that.
Well, and I've seen so many people get large followings from the just chatting, on Twitch. So I of luck. I mean, I want it to happen for everybody that I come across, because I'm a big believer of just the rising tide raises all ships. I want people to be successful. Like, we're not competing against each other. It's like I don't ever see most people like that. I read a book, Science of Getting Rich, a million times now, and he talks about this thing where it's just like, competitive plane versus creative plane, and people that are on that competitive plane, they might have success because they're good at playing the game, but at the end of the day, most of the time they're miserable because they're always comparing them. We're always trying to just beat someone, and I'm just like, let's just create some cool fucking apparel and do some Dungeons and Dragons and live our life, and hopefully that'll attract people to the way that we live our life, and they'll want to join in. It's just that, and we tried to stay in that lane. It's been hard because I also get really competitive at some points, but I try to phase it into hey, let's just do more. Let's be better. Let's do more in this realm or whatever. So yeah, see, I get it though, dude. Yeah, you do sound busy. Family of 5.
Yep. All four women in the house.
4 women. Woof.
Yep.
Woof. I have a little son, and I'm like, and yeah, I'm 4 women. How old are your
8, 20, and 14.
8, 20, and 14.
Yep.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool, dude.
It is a wild ordeal. But yeah, so I mean, appreciate that you actually have space, but my wife gives me all the space in the world to do every stupid thing, all this stuff. And now my wife's real mad because our TikTok went, absolutely crazy viral. In a matter of 2 weeks, we were, just million view. And it's because I did this gray sweatpants video where I had an attached extra, I cut off. Dude, and the amount of people
I
that
saw.
thought it was real and that are fighting with each other made all my videos go viral on there. Like, because they wanted to find out if it was real or not. And the very first thing on my page, it says comedian, skit maker. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
so,
yeah, yeah. I get it. Dude. Yeah, no, they can. I'm always very happy when. Yeah, nice. Keep going. Like, just I don't care what you're fighting about. It happened on one of my recent videos of me. I just posted a video of me Chief, which is one of the events that you do in the Highland Games. Pitchfork, burlap sack, right? And I just missed, I missed 6 attempts, and they were just all like way far to the left. And everybody, most of the people were just like, "Why didn't you just step?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I get it." But this one lady went ham about like Scottish heritage, and then she had like a million people arguing with her, and she was commenting back, and I was like, "Yeah, get those comments up." And so yeah, and it pushed us up to like it's at 7.2 million views or something like that. And I was just like, "That's so stupid." Like, but hey, whatever. Whatever
yeah.
gets it in.
Yeah, they just fight on my page, man. Like, they're all just going there to fight. I'm like, damn, dog, let's keep
No,
it up.
he really has a 3-foot penis. And you're like, what?
That
Yeah,
I can run with and step on, and damn, dude, I gave the page so much love. It was awesome, and I mean, and if anybody's watching this and still thought it was real, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to find out like this.
yeah. You're like, I'm sorry.
I do remember
I would expect you to be in the.
I do remember. Actually, I have a question. One of the questions that came in for you, but I'll tell it right after. If you've ever, dude, I know this guy right here across from me, Hayden. He loves barbecue. Dude, look at him. Well, go visit the Bone Collector in Viola, Illinois. That is Ken Versluis, and he is one of the greatest barbecuers he's been on the show. You've seen his stuff. He's competed all over the world and won. That is Ken Versluis at the Bone Collector in Viola, Illinois. And you can also visit them on all social media sites. But, okay, so this question came in, and there was like a real long message with it and a lot of like passion behind this question. But can you please talk about your jumps and all the hate that you get for your jumps?
Yeah, I can absolutely talk to that. So I guess my first video or second video that like go quote unquote viral was one of me jumping onto some boxes. I have done a lot of plyometrics through my whole career, being an athlete at UT, and then just overall just explosiveness being a big part of throwing or strength in general. So, but when I was at the University of Texas, my coach, he taught us a lot of ways, a lot of out jumping, and it's proved to be it's proved to be magic on. Like people just don't get it. They really just don't understand. They're just like, I don't like, and so I've been accused of like all the jump happens with my arms, or that I'm paying people to walk backwards in my videos, and then I'm playing them in reverse so that people look like they're walking forward, but I'm jumping. It's all the things that I'm just like, all right. And I won't lie, I make jumping onto a 30-inch box like look really ninja like, and it's strictly just technique, and just like I have a level of strength and explosiveness that allows me to make it look so like full, but people just can't minds around it. They're just very like, nah man, he woke up and chose to say fuck gravity, like shit like that, because yeah, I guess it it does look pretty easy, but it's just some simple techniques that when you learn how to master in jumping, that it just makes jumping a lot, I won't say easier, it's just like you can just make it look a lot easier when you do it, and then
more fluent.
Overall it's also people just need to understand that I've jumped 10,000 more times than they have, and that's just another piece of it. I can just make jumping look easier. But I think Yeah, dude. I land extremely softly on boxes. That was what was beat into us at UT. If our coach could hear you make a sound, you had to do 5 burpees. So every time each person did a box jump, if he could hear a sound, you had to do 5 burpees. So we all learned to fucking absorb force and land as soft as we could. And that is one of those things that really helped develop like the what I would call the eccentric part of a jump, which is like most people just don't know how to land, and then like just like straight. We'll go into a small amount of training because I was a strength and conditioning coach for a while, but like most people just don't know how to land.
So wait, is this question like I don't actually know what's going on here? Like, so you landed on but you jumped too high and people got upset?
Yeah, it was a matter of you'll have to go to my page. I can't describe it besides saying that like I make I usually on my videos I jump into like a 30-inch box and I just like I float up. That's what people say.
Gotcha.
They're like you just float up there and like start, and so people get really butthurt.
Dude, that's awesome. That's so funny that people are that worked up about your jumping. Oh, did I lose you?
Way.
Hey, I just got you back.
Yeah,
Cut out for just a minute.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, you disappeared. You froze back,
okay,
like posed up like a baller.
Sorry, I'm trying to keep.
The only thing you were missing was a cigar in your mouth, bruh.
At least I looked good. Nice.
Okay, so then the other is how did the Fraternity of Giants come together? Were you guys just all friends when you were younger?
Yeah, no, actually. We all met probably around 3 years ago, but we all started as a training crew together, me and Joe and David. And respectfully, me and David is Baron. We call him Baron because I once called him like Lord David. And he was like, I don't want to be a fucking Lord. He's like, Lords sound like a pussy. He's like, I want to be a Baron. He's like, Barons fuck your wife. And I was
there we go. I like that.
so we got Baron, Swan, and Poppy. And Poppy is Joe. He's our like token brown guy, but he's also the guy who programs for me and David. He programs for anybody who's on our Strength Syndicate, which is like Fogg's version of online programming. Me and both strength and conditioning coaches, so we decided to try and open that up as another way to make some. We knew that we would at least care than most about getting people strong, and it was kind of a way for me to bring Joe into the equation, as Joe didn't really have too big of a piece on the apparel side. And so I was like, well, Joe, you want to be main coach of Strength Syndicate, and so brought him over. But we all met. I probably met Joe like 3 years ago, and then met David about 2 years ago. Moved to a different gym and started training David. I went to that gym. But yeah, people seem to think that we've known each other forever, or that we get a lot of like, oh, are y'all was it a truple? What's the word for like three like way?
Like I think that's called like a just a male orgy. I don't know, dude.
I don't know. They all ask if we're like if we're all gay and if we're all in a relationship together, because we do spend so much time together, and we're also extremely comfortable. I think that's what people are most baffled about, including our wives. They're just like baffled at like they're like, we have not met a lot of men that are as comfortable like with their sexuality around other men as y'all are. And I'm just like, and so we just happen to all find each other, and we've been kind of best friends since, and been toured around the nation now a couple of times with each other. And yeah, I mean, it has not been a long friendship, but it is definitely one of those friendships that I feel like I've known them both for my whole life. So that's been really cool.
Man, that's awesome. That was a good question. Okay, so yeah, a couple of these other questions are really weird, and One of them I scratched off of here because it was that exact question. Somebody asking if any of you guys were into men, which was answered.
What we say on TikTok is, we're, money talks.
Oh, okay.
Money talks, baby.
So maybe I'm getting some troll questions.
I'm like, money talks, baby. And I don't know if I'm into men. It depends on how much money's deposited, I guess. But no, it's just we joke a lot about that, and we just tend to, whenever we're on lives together, I tend to like never answer that question if it's in the chat, and I'm just always leave it open, and I'll kiss him on the cheek, and I'll cuddle up next to him, and people are always just like, I don't get it. What's happening here? Are you gay or not? And I'm like, why can't I just be straight cuddling with my homie, right? But
dude,
people.
My wife actually had a video go viral. She had I don't know 300 total likes on her page. And then one day, me and my buddy Joe, the same big boy, we were sitting in the garage watching a football game, and she just opens the door fast as hell, and she goes, "If you guys make out right now, I'll give you each $100." And I just grabbed his face and I said, "Give it to me, Daddy." And everybody destroyed me on the internet because it went viral, and I closed my damn eyes, dude. I closed my fucking eyes for the kiss. And that is, I know better. There's a lot of things I can do and be okay with, but man, to close my eyes was too much passion.
You were into it, dude. I mean, hey, man, $100, dude. That pays joggers that you can clip up and make into a mix. So yeah, I get it, dude.
Exactly.
And I mean, I would. Gosh, I would. Yeah, I'm like, it wouldn't even take me. It wouldn't take $100 for me to kiss David on the lips or Joe on the lips. I just, I'm like, deposit a 20 into my Venmo, and I'll peck him on the lips right now.
Man,
making
dude.
out though, making out. That might be $100.
Yeah.
But well, I'm like, oftentimes I'm like, I'll dance, I'll be a monkey and dance for you, but, better dollar bills on me. Like, that's why I'm on this platform.
Dude, I get it, man. Dude, and I'm telling you right now, you're such a handsome dude. It'd be under $5 for me to give you a big old smack. Dude, I might actually pay that $5, Papa. Look at them guns, dude.
There you go, man. I'm just living my best life, baby.
Dude, you look great and you're killing it. Okay, so I did want to ask you, you said that you're in Central Time?
Yeah, I'm in near Austin, Texas.
I didn't realize Texas was Central Time. That's what I was trying to figure out. I knew that you were South, but I didn't know exactly where. Yeah. So did you guys just have snow?
In Illinois?
Yep, straight up.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, we're in Chicago time zone. Yep. So we did, man. Well, it's been a couple weeks now, but yeah, we got hit hard with that ice storm, like real bad. It probably wouldn't have been as terrible if we wouldn't have had the second layer of ice, but it got colder than it's ever really got there. It was a historic event for us. It had never gotten that cold. It had never snowed that much. I think we got 9 or 10 inches where I live, which is just unheard of. If Texas gets snow, especially Central Texas, or if we get earlier the year, or like in 2020, we had gotten probably 2.5 inches, which was just like already baffling. And that's when a couple of my videos went out, because we went out with Pair of Thieves underwear on, and we were come up here, buddy, and we were chilling and making videos in the snow. And so some of my videos went viral then, but this last one was brutal, man. Our infrastructure is not set up for it.
Yeah, and so you got to think too, like in Illinois, the ground's already cold during the wintertime, so it just sticks and goes up. Like you have to think it is melting over and over again, like just because hotter terrain and for that much snow. Now, yeah. So how long were you without power, were you?
So luckily, I live near a fire department.
Oh, okay.
So I did not run out. I did not lose power, but but we did lose water for a few days. Well, 3 or 4 days we lost water, so we were melting ice, flushing the toilets and stuff like that. But it wasn't. I definitely didn't have the brunt of it. It was inconvenient, and the roads were extremely icy, especially for us Texas people that don't know how to drive in that shit. But other than that, like, there were definitely parts of Texas and parts of even Central Texas where I'm at that just got it way worse. People that were out of power and out of water for 8 days. And then the pipe burst. There was a thing done. Sorry, thing done that said that the pipe burst in Houston would flood more houses than Hurricane B did when it came through.
Jesus.
Crazy.
Yeah. See, we're so used to it. In the past 3 months, I've been in the ditch, in the snow, in the ice, whatever, like 3 times. But I was on the phone casually talking to my buddy who lives in Florida, and my car was just spinning down this road. And I'm like, hey, man, one sec. And that's how calm we've been taught to be, dude. Like, and then after I told him what just happened, he's like, there's no way that happened. And I sent him a picture of the road, and I had just went all the way around 3 times. Yeah. I was like, okay, all right, I'm back, man. You won't believe this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we are not that way down here. And I think it was, we had this layer of snow, which wasn't that bad. I was able to drive that next day, go get some essentials from the store, and I came back. But then it was probably the day after that we got this ice, freezing rain, and so then it hit on the top. So we had this icy layer on the road, and then snow, and then this like freezing rain that made this another layer that was half an inch thick of just ice on top of everything. And so then definitely the streets got pretty bad. And I mean, we don't have the sand or salt
plows.
Or
you guys didn't even have plows.
No, we don't have plows.
Yeah,
no, like that. Most of us didn't even have a shovel that was good enough to like shovel any snow out of anywhere if we needed it to. Like, so yeah, it was crazy. Definitely something that I'm happier with 3 inches of snow as opposed to 10 down here. But
dude, like plows are more common than children in Illinois.
Dude. I bet. I don't doubt it. Especially after, what was it, two Christmases ago, when especially remember I had friends in Chicago that were posting, and it was just like insane how cold it was, like that winter vortex or whatever.
Oh yeah,
that shit was insane.
Actually, when that happened, I was driving home. This guy got stuck. I had a truck. I tried to pull him out, and then as I pulled him out, I got him out of the ditch. Mine slid into the ditch, and it was, I think, negative 30, 37 without wind chill out, something like that. Wow. And this guy just got back in his car and drove. He just drove away. I just pulled him out of the ditch, and I was just standing there in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, this guy just left.
It was like, peace, man, thanks, but I gotta go.
Dude, it was wild. It was like it really was, because I drove him down the street to get his chains, pulled him out of the ditch, this whole ordeal. Never met the guy. Never see him again. If I do, it's going to cost more than $100 to kiss old boy. I promise you that. Dude, it's going to take a couple bills. But hey,
it won't take much to punch him.
What kind of car you drive in?
So I have a Ford F-150. Just like simple. It's like 06 still. It's paid off. I got roll up windows, base model, dude.
Dude, that's the best way to live, with shit paid off. Well, if you are looking for a new car, go to Princeton, Illinois, and visit Peel Automotive and ask for Matt Manning. He is going to give you $500 additional on your trade-in for just mentioning Shot 30. That is Peel Automotive. Ask for Matt Manning in Princeton, Illinois. But yeah, man, this is crazy. Yeah, it is wild that like especially this whole TikTok world something that we saw, like we had a couple people signed up for the podcast just because we were in that live and so many people wanted to find out if my dick was real or not. So we were having like sometimes like 900 people in the live at a time. And so many people were coming in and they mentioned a bunch of names, and I'm so glad we could do this episode, man. You're an awesome dude. Like, and I'm happy to meet you. And TikTok kind of opens up this world, because even though you're like, you may have 1 million followers on TikTok, what, like on a platform like Instagram or something, you may have 1,000 or 2,000, 3,000. And so it's much easier to reach to that person rather than TikTok. It's fake. Glizzy reveal every fucking damn message, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to turn off my messages. I turned off my messages on TikTok. They were funny at one point, but then they got to a point where it was like, oh, geez. And I'll just say this. Men are so much more raunchier than women.
Oh, you are so correct.
When they're DMing you.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm just like, so I was like, this has been fun, but I really just want to post videos and see how big of a following I can get. And I'll go live, for anybody who wants to like chat with me. And so I used to go live. I had my experiment was through January. I started really doing TikTok on January 1st, and then to January 31st, I was like, let's see what I can do if I post 2 to 3 times a day and like get on live once or twice a day and just see what happens. And yeah, it definitely worked. It went from like 150 followers to 50,000 followers in 1 month. And I was just like, okay, cool. But it took, I realized what my people want from me. They want apps, and they want like freakish athletic endeavors. That's just what they want. They want me to throw shit really far or jump high, and all while being, 330 pounds. And they want to see freakish stuff.
Why don't you get on the side of TikTok where you're against that black and red filter, dude, and just put your arm up? Damn, dude.
I did one. Yeah,
dude. Yeah. There we go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
no, I get tagged in all the new thirst trap videos from my followers. They're like, do this one next. And I'm like, all right, I'll put it on the list and see if we can get it done. But that was one of the silhouette one was one of the ones that I did. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, because like I'll always, like I did a video not so long ago. It was like, every guy does this, right? And then I was in my wife's underwear, just like, but I like just turned around in the mirror, just popping it, dude. I don't care, man. Just like you said, I'm your little puppet. Whatever.
You should do the silhouette one, but with that, with your
with my unit,
and like, but have it all like at attention, right? And then turn to the doorway and then like hit it, and then be like, oh.
I like that. That's a good idea. You're gonna see me like that's probably gonna happen tonight. Now, like I'm telling you, 100%. Okay, so nice. Hayden, where can everybody find all of your stuff?
Yeah, so you can support Fraternity of Giants by following us on TikTok at Fraternity of Giants, Instagram it's at Fraternity of Giants, Facebook, and then my own personal stuff is at Hayden Baillio, my first and last name. You should, if you go to my TikTok, that's the Instagram that's linked, is my personal Instagram. And then if you'd like to follow us on Twitch, Fraternity of Giants. I go live every once in a while during the week, but then we are trying to do our D&D sessions every Friday now. And then fogapparel.com, fogapparel.com, if you'd like to check out some of our apparel. We're slim right now because we're about to do some new releases, but there's definitely some good sales going on right now.
Okay.
I didn't tell you about how I became an underwear model.
Actually, you know what? Let's hold the presses. Let's do that right now. I want to hear. And I know my boy. I know my boy Kendrick out there. He's a big fan of yours. He just went, okay. He wants us both in our underwear. He asked if we'd both do this episode in just our underwear.
Oh man, I should have just pair of thieves. So when the first round of snow came here to Austin, I've been wearing pair of thieves underwear for a long time. My wife introduced it to me. It's just really comfy underwear, and like I always like quality because I'm 330 pounds and my legs rub together and this shit, I either chafe or like I go through shitty underwear really fast because you get the holes and whatnot, and then it's just it is. But I started doing Pair of Thieves, and they basically have just I just wear Pair of Thieves now, and uh, they transitioned David and Joe to them, and so Joe was down, and it snowed, and I was just like, "Oh, dude, we got to do some videos." So we had some fun doing 2 different videos in the snow, and we were just in like a shirt and our Pair of Thieves. That's all we were.
Dude, actually, I saw this. You start up in your bedroom and you come running down the steps.
Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah, we did that one, and then we did another one that was like that was the Victoria's Secret model one. I don't know if you remember that one. It's the sound that's about Victoria's Secret. But yes, yeah, the one where they like run down the stairs. Yeah, that was one of the ones that went kind of viral.
There was a lot of sexual tension. There was a lot of sexual tension in that video. Now I see why these horn dogs on the internet are coming at you, boys.
But we had a lot of fun, and Pair of Thieves actually noticed our video and like reposted it, and like I guess because I tagged them, they got a couple hundred followers on the TikTok, which was really small at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, wow, that was cool, and so they reached out and they were like, hey, would you want to do some more content with Fraternity of Giants? Want to do some more content for us? And long story short is we did a Pi Day video for them recently, which was like our first like collaboration with them for content, where me and David went and made like a pizza for Pi Day this past weekend or whatever. No, yeah, not this past weekend, but the weekend before that. And yeah, and I got paid for it, and I was just like, damn, like, and I looked at my wife, I was like, you do understand that I'm a paid underwear model now.
Exactly.
Right?
Like you really are.
I'm bucket list check. I'm an underwear model. I got paid for it. Like, and to see some, I definitely actually have a meeting with them tomorrow. It's like a longer term partnership. So that's just it's just cool stuff that popped up just because of TikTok. That probably would not have became a thing if I had TikTok.
Damn, dude, you're a real underwear model, man.
For real underwear model, dude. I'm wearing them right now. I will. I'll show your boy. Mwah.
Oh, dude, Kendrick, you're about to get some sauce, baby.
Yeah, there we go. Pair of Thieves, baby.
There it is. Damn, thick boy. Dude, talk about glizzy reveal.
But but it was just all kind of crazy, man. We were just posting the video because we wanted to, and I just tagged Pair of Thieves, and they liked our humor. So anything can happen. It's pretty wild.
Dude, I'm gonna go buy me a pair right now just because I saw you in them, and I know Kendrick's running to get he's going to get himself a pair.
You need to, man. I mean, I love their underwear. I'll never wear anything else. And I wear them at sporting events. Highland games take like 10 hours a day. They take 10 hours, maybe 12 hours some days. Uh-huh. And I wear them the whole day, and I don't get chafing. And I don't know how big you are now. I mean, I remember seeing your video of like when you were like powerlifting. You were a big dude, right?
Yeah.
And underwear, once it gets sweat, living it the rest of the day, big dudes, we get chafing, and it sucks.
Dude,
no one wants that.
Yeah, no, I completely get it, man. And honestly, I would love to have you back on the show again. We have like literally a huge windstorm that's blowing in, and it just keeps flickering us at the end, and I don't want to ruin this because it was awesome, and I would love to have you back on the show. And I'm just getting nervous because I live in a town of 50 people.
Nice.
So
I grew up in a small town. Yeah, I get you.
It's only happened once before where I've lost an episode and my arms over here. I'm like, oh no, and then I know it's gonna be cold and rainy for the next 2 days. So I want to get this thing saved. But hey, Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube. Please hit subscribe, leave a review, and check out. All of Hayden's stuff. Please, we will attach all the links down below. And Hayden, thank you so much, man.
Thanks for having me on, Shane. Appreciate it.